It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints under the lights on Sunday night.
First opened in 1975, resurrected in 2006, we welcome you inside the Caesars Superdome, the home of the Saints, here in downtown New Orleans. And thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here as we get going with this one. Greg, you look at the matchup and one thing jumps out. And we see it more and more the last 5-6 years around the league. Rookie quarterbacks being given the keys and said, kid, let me see what you got.
Yeah, there's no waiting around anymore. It seems like more and more often, just like you said, we're seeing young rookie quarterbacks given the keys to the ship earlier and earlier. And a big reason for that is these coaches realize they don't have a long time to figure that quarterback position out. The longer it goes that you don't have the quarterback of the future, the more likely it is that the next guy that's drafted there, he's playing for a different coach.
The kicker, Blake Grupe, set to start it. And off we go from the Superdome. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Falcons set to take over here on offense. They'll be led out by the lefty from the University of Washington. It's Michael Penix.
Like, I remember the first time I watched one of his college games, and I was blown away. I mean, the accuracy. That ball looks like it's jumping out of his hand. He is physically talented. He's mature. He's played a lot of football. He has overcome a lot of adversity, man. That is a formula for success in the NFL. He might have to wait a little bit to find his time, but the more opportunities he gets like here in this one, I think he has a bright future.
And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
And he's able to take this for good yardage before sliding and hitting the deck to end the play.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
Now Penix to throw on second down. Complete. Former first-round pick Drake London with the catch.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a first down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
They'll run it for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Penix. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From the gun on 3rd down, here's Penix. Taking the deep shot here with Robinson. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down.
I can sit up here all day, Mike, and we can talk about the missed throw, but I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved a touchdown along the way.
That's going to be out of bounds, no return, and the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. They're led out by their rookie quarterback, the young man out of Louisville.
You hear people talk about it all the time, and it's especially true, Mike, for young rookie quarterbacks, is just the speed of the game. They had a lot of success in college. They were probably the best player on their team, but just everything is faster. Everything happens with a little more urgency. The quarterbacks at the young age that can make that transition the quickest, everything else then tends to slow down.
They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. His throw on first down is going to be incomplete.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. He's got his man, that's Olave. And he's going to be taken down inside the 40-yard line.
So you find yourself on the verge of your drive stalling out, and not only do you pick up the first down, Mike, but you get a huge pass completion in the process. Really nice job keeping this opening drive of the game alive as they're really trying to start this game on a high note.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They'll look to throw yet again. This is intercepted. And the Falcons are in great shape here as they take over at their 46.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
The Falcons offense ready to possess the football for the 2nd time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. From the gun, here is Penix. There's Kyle Pitts with the grab. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. Quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
On 2nd down, it's a run with Robinson. He'll push forward for about a yard. Demario Davis there on the play. Here's 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. And Penix. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
On second down, here's Penix. That's complete to McLeod. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They face second down and 7. Out of the shotgun, it's Penix. He's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
If there's one positive remaining, it's the fact that they're still in scoring position. But with the way they've been able to move the ball down here in the red zone, they're thinking 6. But after that last sack, their chances of converting here for a touchdown have gotten a lot more difficult.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Here's Penix. And he'll get this forward for positive yardage as he covers up in the end.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
Whose kick is good. And the Falcons are out to an early 3-0 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, it's Rashid Shaheed. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Saints offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. They had the interception on that opening drive. It only led to a field goal, so 3-0 as the offense comes back out 1st and 10. Here's 1st and 10. On the ground for the first time, this is Alvin Kamara. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Second and 7. The tight end Moreau is in motion. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
They'll try and throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he's going to pick up the 1st down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it. So a big third down hookup takes us to the break. It's the Falcons with the early lead. More from New Orleans after this. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Right back to Olave. He's got it again. That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
There's a reason certain guys, Mike, just always seem to be open. It's really because route running is more art than it is science. How do you manipulate the defense to find open spots or win versus man to create separation and earn the trust of your quarterback?
Back to the air one more time. And this ball batted away and incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make third down manageable and take your chances picking up a key third down?
And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a first down.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
They'll look to throw again. He'll look middle here, and there's Olave. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to process. Change the look, change the coverages, move your safeties. Make the quarterback have to process with the ball in his hand.
Here's 2nd and 9. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. They'll go again here with Kamara. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. Trying to keep this drive moving, but it's 3rd and 8. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. That is caught at the 3. And the Saints are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
He'll look to throw. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
So instead of celebrating a touchdown, he's just heading back to his huddle trying to keep his head up as everyone kind of looks at him sideways. If that ball hits your hands at this level, you've just got to make the catch. That's what your quarterback's counting on. That's what your teammates are counting on. Frankly, that's what this entire stadium is counting on.
Kamara going to try to bull his way in. Good blocking, and he's in. Alvin Kamara. Touchdown, Saints.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
Blake Grupe comes on for the extra point. He's got it. And the Saints move out to a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick this one away. Jamal Agnew now to return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Falcons offense ready to take over possession of the football. They trail by 4. Touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll send a tight end in motion. Another run here for Robinson. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4. And it leads to 3rd down. On 3rd and 1, here's Penix. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up a 1st down.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. On the ground, it's Robinson. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. Now Penix. He's across midfield. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
When you're running a crossing route versus man coverage, you understand that there's going to be nobody waiting for you on the far side of the field. So if you can create separation on your man defender and separate away, there's a lot of green grass, and that's where the quarterback went with the ball.
Now the lefty Penix on 1st down. And he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a sack and a loss of a couple.
I think the most frustrating element to all of this is when you look downfield, there's guys open. There's plays to be made downfield in the passing game, but quite frankly, the pass protection has just been so bad that they haven't been able to take advantage of any of it.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. It's a give up the middle to Robinson. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 7-3 is the score. 2 minutes to play in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. On third down, Penix. Taking off, he'll try to get there. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts. Out is Younghoe Koo to try the field goal. This is going to be a 51-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Falcons are back within 1. It's 7-6.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. So Chris Olave and the rest of the Saints offense getting ready for their next possession. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in the first half, it's resulted in a big play that is borne out by those eye-popping numbers. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Back to throw. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw, and maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
And he's going to have the first down as he gets out of bounds, and he stopped the clock as well.
This is a great example of where just having situational awareness is so critical in the huddle. When every one of those receivers, Mike, breaks the huddle and go line up, they've got to know where that first down marker is. If your route calls, get by it, secure the catch, and bring up a fresh set of downs.
This one downfield, complete to Cooks. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
And these are the throws that when they evaluate young quarterbacks coming out of college, they want to see you be able to make. Everyone worries about how far you can throw the ball. And while that's certainly important, to be able to make the throws from sideline to sideline, especially in those intermediate zones, drive the ball through space. Because in this league, an open window is going to close in a hurry.
A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. Shough with the catch. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Here's 2nd and 2. Now they'll set up to throw. That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
there's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He's got it at the 7, and he's going to be taken down.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
New Orleans' third and final timeout. Here comes Blake Groupie for this field goal try. This, about as short as you can get. Groupie's kick is good. And the Saints going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
So 2 seconds left to play, and the kick's away. And this one is fielded in the end zone, will not be returned. So it'll come out to the 30. They'll break the huddle, coming up now for 1st and 10. To throw is Penix. He's going to look for the home run ball. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment. But for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports Halftime Report. We just watched a solid first half from the veteran running back, Alvin Kamara. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead.
Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this second half. Coming up. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. Here comes the all-pro returner from last year, Rashid Shaheed. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Saints offense and Chris Olave getting ready for their next possession. And he was unguardable in the first half. You see the numbers as they try to add to those here in the third quarter. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. And he finds some daylight. Up past the 35-yard line. A pickup of 7. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Second down and 3. He'll drop to throw. To the left side into the hands of Olave. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down. after a gain of 7. Throwing now from the gun. He'll look over the middle and find his running back. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
He'll try and run for this with Kamara. And he's going to have the Saints first down. He'll have it by plenty. It was 3rd and 2. They picked up 8.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
1st and 10. Shough in motion. On first down, they'll stay with Kamara on the ground. What more could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short. Slot receiver, headed right. They'll throw out of the gun. That's into the hands of the veteran Cooks. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. A run here with Kamara. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. A.J. Terrell up for the tackle. They're going to go right back to Kamara. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the second half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. There's that man again. Another catch. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Now, on 3rd and 2, they'll try and throw for it. He's got his man, middle of the end zone. Chris Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans.
You can just see the comfort, Mike, that this offense continues to play with. The early momentum in the first half has carried here after the break, and you can see this group just slowly starting to pull away.
And I'm thinking, Greg, about the guys on the other side. You're waiting at halftime, that other offense waiting to get back on the field. What happens? They come right out, extend the lead, and now the task gets a lot tougher for this second half. On comes Blake Grupe for the PAT. The kick is good. The Saints are able to extend the lead. It's now 17-6. After the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick this one away. Ray McLeod on the return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now. They get set to take over once more. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
They'll throw on first down with Penix. He finds Darnell Mooney for the catch. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Back to throw. Here's Penix. That's into the hands of Werner, the tight end. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a first down.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
A tight end in motion now. They'll run with Robinson. Not much develops there. We'll get this to about the 43. On 2nd down, here's Penix. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Play action. It's Penix. He'll try and get there on the ground.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Penix. He'll take off again.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
2nd and a yard. We're going to go play action with Penix. And the rookie gives himself up there at the end. That's a sign of a guy who's learned it quick, picking up the first down. 10 yards on the pickup, and that's good for a first down.
I love this call, Mike. 2nd down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. And a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the first down. Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
And here's Bijan. And he's close to the first down. Gets 4 yards on the gain, but it will bring up third down. So, 3 quarters now in the books. And Sunday Night Football continues after this. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. From the gun on 3rd down. Here's Penix. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up 1st and goal.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
This drive has been methodical, but will they turn it into 6 points? It is 1st and goal. From the gun, here is Penix. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Drake London. Touchdown, Atlanta. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
All right, so the Falcons try to add on a 2-point conversion here. From the gun, it's Penix. And that is incomplete. 2-point conversion attempt winds up being unsuccessful.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this 2-point try, but the execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. Shough now to return it. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Saints offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Catch is made there on the left side by Cooks. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Back to throw. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Well, sometimes as a play caller, it's pretty easy. Get the ball into the hands of your best players. In this case, a wide receiver screen. Get it to him quick. Get some blockers out in front. Let him do the rest after the catch, and he picks up the 1st down.
to the air now on 1st and 10. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
What an advantage it brings a defense when you have cornerbacks that are such willing tacklers. It just brings an extra element to the ability to defend the entire field. And this is a great example here why.
They'll look to throw again. You look middle here, and there's Olave. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out. Well, so often we see quarterbacks standing in the pocket, holding it, seeing if they can create something downfield. Well, not that play. That play was simple. Snap the ball to the quarterback, spit it out into the hands of your receiver, and let's see what he can do.
Back to the air one more time. To the outside, complete to Johnson.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that will be a bit of a letdown.
They'll look to throw yet again. That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. This a mess on the offensive end. He goes out of bounds. That's going to be a loss of 5 yards on that play.
What they teach these backs is when you catch a check down, immediately try to get vertical. Try to put a hole in the defense coming to rally tackle. So give credit to the defense here. They strung this out and made him go sideways, and they forced him to go so far sideways, he went out of bounds.
Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
I wouldn't be surprised if some point here in the future, Mike, this quarterback drops back. It looks like the same old hitch route underneath, and they give a pump fake and go. You can lull a defense to sleep with a lot of these underneath quick game passes, and once you do, you can try to go for the big one.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. He got a lot of what he needed, but just not enough. The mark is a couple of yards shy of the 1st down, and here comes 4th down.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
Give them 19 yards as they get the 4th down conversion.
4-minute offense, Mike, so what does it mean? 1, make the defense use all of their remaining timeouts. 2, continue to pick up 1st downs, milk the clock. And then 3, if possible, finish with the ball in your hands.
An opportunity for what could be a game-sealing touchdown right here. 1st down and goal. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. It's scooped up by the Falcons. Those are the places on the field where the defense wants to come up with the big plays, and that was one. Down deep, get to the quarterback, knock it out, and come up with the recovery.
Mike, this is one of those times where I think for a quarterback, they get caught in between. Do I want to be a runner and take it in myself? Do I have time to let my wide receivers develop in the end zone? I think he holds on to it just a little too long. The defense pokes it free and creates a huge turnover.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Penix. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump, and they have the lead here late in this ballgame.
Short throw taken by Pitts. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
He's going to find his receiver. It's Robinson. They get 10 yards on the hook up there. It's good for a Falcon first down. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. They'll drop to throw. He's got his man. It's Mooney. They come up for 2nd and 2. Throwing again, it's Penix. That one is caught by Mooney. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Penix going to throw again. Now a screen going to be set up for Robinson, and that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. Again, it's Penix. That's going to be dropped underneath for Robinson. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
So often for a defense defending the passing game, the most difficult guy to account for is the running back out of the backfield. So a really nice job here, bringing him down before he has a chance to pick up any yards after the catch.
To throw again, it's Penix. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Falcons go ahead and take their 2nd timeout, and they'll stop it with 28 seconds to go in the game. This offense still has the 1 timeout to use. 1st and 10 coming up now. That'll be caught by the running back, Robinson.
I think the rest of those receivers in the huddle have all come to the realization that they might not be getting a target anytime soon, and frankly, I don't blame them. I mean, they're riding the hot hand, and rightfully so. Until this defense proves that they can stop him in the passing game, I expect the quarterback to just continue to go back to him time and time again.
Now Penix to throw on 2nd down. To the right, that's Pitts. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line. This is 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Penix. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
That is incomplete. So the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand. So it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
That's caught left side by Pitts.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the first down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Here we go. This is 4th down. Here we go. One final play. And that is incomplete. They took the end zone shot of the final play. It's a heartbreaking finish, as this one will come to an end. So this one, a win for the Saints. They proved much the best in this one. Again, a solid performance in all 3 phases of the game, and ride that to victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Saints are winners, as we say so long from New Orleans.